deep south of Johannesburg, in a place called Loli. And the farm that we are standing on currently is called Tolstoy Farm, in which the great Mahatma Gandhi lived, with his group of what we call Satyagrahis, and many of them participated in the passive resistance. Gandhi's philosophy was simple living in hiding. They planted their own vegetables, they made their own clothing. The surprise is that they walked from Tolstoy Farm to Johannesburg and back on a daily basis. So a few years ago, there was a structure that existed, and you'd also seen Gandhiji's glasses, his slippers, some of his mere possessions was also in the house. Unfortunately, through vandalism and things were just so, the committees then just decided to keep the base of the house. The Indian consulate is also interested in working with the South African government to try and turn this into a heritage site. And the ideas that are coming about is to turn this into a garden of remembrance. We would like to link Tolstoy Farm with the Hector Peterson site in Soweto. So when we get tourists that comes to the country, they would be able to then use Soweto, come onto this route. People who would have coffee here, we'll take them through the meditation, have lunch, have supper here. Gandhi left such a great legacy in our country, the Mahatma, the great soul. We thought we'll use this area in which young people could come from different race groups and have a dialogue about racism, how it affects them, and how they could use the philosophy of Gandhiji to try and unite people. You're now standing on site where the great Mahatma Gandhi lived. And what do you know about Gandhi? And how do we use his teachings for us to look at racism?
Gandhi advocated not only for Indians, but for a total liberation of all citizens of the country. Political liberation so that people make their own choices.
For us to fight poverty, inequality, we need to be educated. The richer get richer, the poor get poorer daily. So if we can share every project that we have amongst the world people, it must be world-based.
We got a challenge: inequality, poverty, and unemployment. Those are the three evils that we got. Now we must close that gaps. There is an economic opportunity as well that exists here. How do we convert this heritage site into a tourist destination?
If you can start in our areas where we're living, make people aware that there's this place, because I, for one, this is my first time coming here.
It's a natural habitat. Gandhi used to live basically in nature. And what I've learned is that he was an environmentalist as well. For this to be a tourism site, we need to explain to the people how they've lived sustainably, sustainable agriculture.
Now, if Gandhi was an inspirator, that's what we want to do in this region. We want to inspire you. Maybe it requires that we need to work on some inspirational and motivational programs for young people so that the mindset can begin to start changing. So we got 16 wards in the region. How does El Dorado Park relate to Orange Farm? And how does Orange Farm relate to Lenasia?
I believe if we can have something like a cultural event whereby we will be able to invite every ward to participate, as well as every race.
We need to call the young people under one roof, maybe do something like arts and culture forum.
I think it would be important that from an early age, especially those that are growing, we bring them to this space so that they can learn the life and times of Gandhi, to say how did he manage to live his life in such a space.
There were soldiers which used to live in this farm, which were vegetarian, but there were not soldiers that carried guns.
Maybe that is why we never have these xenophobic attacks in Richinchi. Maybe his spirit is still with us because we still see each other as one.